Peerless Battle Spirit Chapter 6, Longhu Mountain Range. In the following few days, Qin Nan immersed himself within his cultivation. The divine battle spirit hovered behind him, attracting the qi of heaven and earth, causing it to overflood. As Qin Nan inhaled and exhaled, the spiritual qi had turned into two large serpents as it entered his body. After the divine battle spirit had increased to 7th grade, his cultivation speed had also increased by twofold. Despite this, Qin Nan still used a full 3 days to break through to the second layer of body tempering realm. Body tempering realm. It is divided into 10 layers, and each layer strengthens the physique further. The more layers you break through, the more difficult it will be, and the more spiritual qi is needed. Although I possess the divine battle spirit, I still can't relax. I still need to put in my best efforts. Qin Nan's gaze was firm and resolute as he promptly immersed himself once again in his cultivation. Even though he had a formidable martial spirit, the strength of his second layer body tempering realm was still relatively weak. At this moment, within the conference hall of Qin clan, Qin Tian draped a purple mink fur cloak and sat upright on the seat of the chief. His lofty figure emanated an incorporeal pressure of power. Underneath Qin Tian sat 3 old men. The leader of the group of old men was dressed in a golden gown and had a flushed complexion. He completely ignored the powerful pressure emanating from Qin Tian. Moreover, he hadn't even glanced at Qin Tian since he first entered the conference hall. His name was Qin Tieba, and he was also the supreme elder of Qin clan, as well as the father of Qin Chongkong. The 2 old men behind Qin Tieba were Qin clan's 2nd elder and 3rd elder. Both of them held a prominent authority within Qin clan. The 2nd elder and 3rd elder cautiously sat in the back, their eyes flickering as their gazes observed Qin Tian and Qin Tieba. Ever since Qin Chongkong awakened his martial spirit, the Supreme Elder and the Patriarch's conflicting views had been very obvious. What is the purpose of calling us here today? Is there something we can help you with? Qin Tieba held the teacup with both of his hands as he asked indifferently. The 2nd Elder and 3rd Elder also had their own doubts. The time for the clan conference should still be a while from now. Since the Supreme Elder has asked me, then I'll be completely truthful, Qin Tian replied with an indifferent expression on his face. Today, I have gathered you here to inform you that I, using my title as Patriarch, will transfer 1,000 body tempering pills to Qin Nan to cultivate. These words were like thunder resounding throughout the hall. Qin Tieba and the 2 elders' complexions immediately erupted. Qin Tieba was dumbstruck to the point where he had even spit out his tea, which was then followed with by an angry voice. What? Qin Tian? What did you say? You actually want to transfer 1,000 body tempering pills to that waste? Are you insane? The 2nd elder and 3rd elder's faces were also filled with shock. That was 1,000 body tempering pills. Qin Tian didn't give them any further thoughts and said in apathy, since Supreme Elder doesn't approve of this, then I can do 500 body tempering pills. Since I took a step back, shouldn't you also take a step back? What did you say? Qin Tieba yelled with a sharp tone. The few words spoken by Qin Tian within this brief moment caused him to nearly go insane from anger. What do you mean you took a step back? From 1,000 body tempering pills to 500 body tempering pills? You call this taking a bloody step back? Qin Tian, I'll tell you right now, I will definitely not approve of this. Even my son only gets 10 body tempering pills a month. You'd actually give your waste of a son 500 body tempering pills? You're out of your mind. Qin Tieba bellowed in rage. The 2nd elder also shook his head. Patriarch, I also won't approve of this. 500 body tempering pills is equivalent to 5 months' worth of cultivation resources for our Qin clan's disciples. We didn't retort when you gave Qin Nan 10 body tempering pills, but 500 body tempering pills is simply impossible. The 3rd elder promptly responded in the same way. At first, he didn't plan on participating in the argument between Qin Tian and Qin Tieba. However, Qin Tian's demand was simply too excessive. Qin Tian's complexion remained indifferent as he said in apathy, I didn't call you here today to discuss this matter. I have already decided on this. Don't worry, from today on, all of my monthly earnings will be used to compensate for this demand. As the Patriarch of Qin clan, he received 15 body tempering pills per month. According to the calculations, this method wouldn't be much of a problem and Qin Tian would only suffer a small drawback. No, definitely not. No matter what you say, you are definitely not giving it to that waste, Qin Tieba sharply shouted. Originally, he wanted to transfer a large amount of body tempering pills to Qin Chongkong to cultivate. But now, Qin Tian is taking 500 body-tempering pills at once. How was he going to give Qin Chongkong the body-tempering pills? Before Qin Tieba finished his sentence, a thundering voice was heard that promptly resounded within his ears. That is what we will do. You can leave. Qin Tian commanded loudly with the power of Xiantian realm contained in his words. The pressure surged instantaneously. Qin Tieba's angry complexion immediately paled in an instant. He was unable to withstand the pressure, and neither could the two elders behind him. Their eyes revealed a trace of fear. Qin Tian was Qin clan's #1 expert, and the sole Xiantian realm existence. Qin Nan naturally did not know of the matters within the conference hall of the Qin clan. Currently, he was wholeheartedly immersing himself within cultivation. The order of a person's cultivation in the body-tempering realm should start at skin and flesh, then continue to muscles and bones, then viscera and blood. Although the realm of body tempering does increase the overall strength of the physique, it still requires one to cultivate it step by step. My skin and flesh have already become extremely solid, so I should now temper the muscles and bones. Ever since Qin Nan had awakened the divine battle spirit, it was as if he had entered an entirely different world. This caused his thoughts to be increasingly perceptive. He was now able to completely comprehend the more complex and complicated questions from just pondering over it for a short while. Regarding this point though, Qin Nan himself wasn't quite sure. After pondering over this, Qin Nan proceeded to guide the vigorous spiritual qi to flow toward the muscle and bones within his body. As the spiritual qi integrated with the muscle and bones, Qin Nan exerted his muscle as well as his bones and struck out, causing a weak explosion to resound. This action showed that the strength of his physique had increased by another fold. Time slowly passed. A full 3 days had gone by. Qin Nan incessantly guided the spiritual qi to circulate throughout his body. Presently, he had entered a state of selflessness. Even Qin Nan himself wasn't sure how many times the qi had circulated throughout his body. Suddenly, Qin Nan's body began to quiver and he felt a dreadful power surging from his body. Qin Nan's eyes abruptly opened as he stood up. The muscles and bones within his body gave out a series of explosions, as well as an incorporeal power. Powerful qi within Qin Nan's center surged, causing the smoke and dust to waft in all directions. This is the third layer of body tempering realm. As Qin Nan felt the surging power from his body, his eyes couldn't help but reveal a happy expression. It seemed like the cultivation that he had put his whole heart into for the past few days had not been for naught. However, Qin Nan was unaware that if the news of him breaking through the third layer in just a few days was to spread, then there'd be a lot of people who would become agitated to the point where they would cough blood and die. This was because the speed of Qin Nan's cultivation was excessively monstrous. A 7th grade Huang-ranked martial spirit is, indeed, of no small matter. Since father promised me, then he will definitely bring me 500 body tempering pills. However, giving me 500 body tempering pills must be troublesome, so they probably won't arrive within the next few days. Qin Nan thought about it a little. Although he didn't know about what happened at the conference hall, he could still anticipate up to this point. It's not enough if I were to just focus on increasing my cultivation, I also need to practice my martial skills. Only through this would I be able to unleash the full potential of my combat power. Since this is the case, then I'll head toward Longhu Mountain Range and cultivate the Thunder Crash Saber art. Qin Nan's gaze flickered as he quickly decided this. Longhu Mountain Range is located in the northern part of Linshui City. The legends spoke of a person who had heard groans of a dragon and the hisses of a tiger within the mountain, hence the name of the mountain range. TL note: Longhu, Longlong means dragon, Huhu means tiger. Of course, there is no evidence to support this legend. However, there were many demonic beasts within the Longhu Mountain Range. Thus, this is the best place for practicing the martial skills. Before Qin Nan had awakened his martial spirit, he frequently practiced his martial skills in the Longhu Mountain Range accompanied by guards from his family. He also attained the divine battle spirit due to getting struck by lightning when he was practicing in the Longhu Mountain Range. However, Qin Nan didn't imagine that during his practice session this time, he would encounter the people he would least expect. Peerless Battle Spirit Chapter 7, Foundation Stage of Saber Art. After Qin Nan had selected a black saber forged from iron and stone, he brought along enough rations for 5 days before leaving the Qin clan and proceeding towards Longhu Mountain Range. The distance between Linshui City and Longhu Mountain Range wasn't far. It had only taken Qin Nan roughly 4 hours before he had trodden upon the mountain range. Thunder Crash Saber Art. It emphasizes strength and its momentary explosive power. If I were to cultivate this saber art, then that place would be the best location. Qin Nan pondered for a moment before cautiously proceeding according to his memory. Although he had only walked for 3 li, Qin Nan had still spent an hour on this path. This was due to the fact that there were countless demonic beasts within Longhu Mountain range. Qin Nan wanted to wholeheartedly cultivate the saber art, thus, he didn't want to encounter any form of inconvenience. Not long after, a waterfall could be seen through the enormous trees before him. The waterfall had a height of 10 meters, the water gushed down from a great height and crashed into the small lake of 20 meters circumference. This is the place. Qin Nan's eyes gleamed as he promptly surveyed the surroundings. In the end, he didn't discover anything peculiar, so he put down the rations and grabbed the black iron saber before jumping into the lake. Thunder Crash Saber Art, striking like a thunderbolt, with speed like lightning. Qin Nan stood on the surface of the lake with his eyes closed. Every gesture and motion of the Thunder Crash Saber Art emerged within his mind. Soon after, he abruptly flourished the black iron saber which turned into a cold light, slicing the water. Despite the fact that Qin Nan had a cultivation of 3rd layer body tempering realm, he was only able to cut a small section due to the water resistance. Following this, the water swiftly returned to its former state. Soon after, Qin Nan incessantly sliced the water, slice after slice. The time elapsed. 2 days passed in a blink of an eye. Within these 2 days, Qin Nan had been in a selfless state as he incessantly sliced against the water. Not enough, not enough, not enough. Qin Nan didn't know how many times he had chopped, but his gaze was firmly fixed on the surface of the lake. Upon seeing the flickering sword aura pass by, his heart wildly shouted as though he were a mad demon. Following his shout, the speed of Qin Nan's barrage of slices became increasingly faster and ferocious. However, this was not enough. At this moment, as Qin Nan had entered a selfless state within his cultivation, a transparent and grandiose human avatar gradually emerged from Qin Nan's back. It emitted dreadful pressure. The divine battle spirit had actually emerged on its own accord. Naturally, Qin Nan had not detected this presence and was still immersed within his incessant slicing. Each slice inhibited his full power in which he let out all at once. Even when his arms started to feel numb and his muscles began to cramp, each of his slices did not show the slightest hint of stopping. This was Qin Nan's personality. When he decided on something, he would enter a state in which he would passionately focus on it. Even if he could not achieve his goal, he wouldn't leave things be, he would never give up. Suddenly, an icy light flickering within Qin Nan's mind. While in a selfless state and brandishing his saber, his movements abruptly came to a pause. An astonished expression appeared on his face. This is... Qin Nan swiftly reacted by suppressing his astonishment. His eyes were tightly shut and his mind had become clear and calm as he recalled the flickering chill light from a moment ago. As he stood there, 6 hours had passed by. Swish! Qin Nan's eyes abruptly opened. I understand now. He abruptly swung the black iron saber within his hands, and in the instant of his swing, a thunderclap-like sound erupted. This saber aura was like a jolt of lightning, slicing through the water in a blink of an eye. Loud rumblings could be heard, followed by a smooth cut emerging on the surface of the water. The cut remained for a short period of time before returning to its former state. Dividing one into two with the saber, even if it were just water. This was the symbol of foundation stage of the Thunder Crash Saber Art. As Qin Nan witnessed this scene, his face couldn't help but reveal delight. He had never imagined that it would be so easy to cultivate the Thunder Crash Saber Art. According to Qin Nan's initial estimation, he had thought he would need at least 5 days before reaching this stage. Excellent. Now that I've comprehended the Thunder Crash Saber Art, it is time for me to go and test its power. Qin Nan suppressed the happiness in his heart and a calm expression returned to his face once again. After he had eaten, Qin Nan grabbed the black iron saber as he left the waterfalls and proceeded toward the inner regions of Longhu Mountain Range. Roar! A majestic roar echoed from within the forest, causing the leaves of the surrounding trees to fall down. It was like rain in the form of leaves. Before Qin Nan was a 2-meter-tall ferocious tiger, 5 different colors encompassing its body. It glared at Qin Nan as it emitted a cold and fiendish aura. The tiger retreated a few steps as though it was preparing to attack. Qin Nan's face turned solemn. He retrieved the black iron saber and stood motionless. The ferocious tiger before him was named Multicolor Tiger. It was equivalent to a 3rd-ranked demonic beast and its strength was on par with an existence at 3rd-layer body tempering realm. If one were to be bitten by its sharp teeth, then even if they were at third-layer body-tempering realm, they would still meet their end. Hence, Qin Nan couldn't help but be cautious. A human and a tiger, confronting each other at this place. The multicolor tiger seemed to be able to sense Qin Nan's power. Despite this, it still took a few steps back, contracting its body like a bow with no visible intention of engaging. Qin Nan's eyes gleamed. At this moment, his left foot took a step forward. As the multicolored tiger saw his movement, its killing intent immediately erupted and an angry hiss resounded. The multicolored tiger performed an immensely powerful leap, its shadow pounced over and arrived above Qin Nan within a blink of an eye. The beast opened its mouth, revealing its sharp and fierce teeth filled with a cold aura as it ruthlessly crunched towards Qin Nan. Qin Nan's expression showed no trace of fear. Within this instant, his figure flickered and the black iron saber in his right hand suddenly struck out. A thunderclap immediately erupted. The saber flickered as though it were lightning and a poochie sound was heard following this. The body of multicolor tiger had actually been split in half as it was in midair by this tyrannical strike. Thunder Crash Saber Art, a strike which causes death without a wound. This saber art is indeed immensely powerful. I believe that this saber art is at the peak of the middle-class martial skills. As Qin Nan glanced at this bloody scene, he didn't reveal any visible emotions. Instead, he felt incomparable excitement. Having the Thunder Crash Saber art caused Qin Nan to be confident enough to battle an existence of fourth-layer body-tempering realm. However, the current Thunder Crash Saber art is only at small success stage. I still need to continue polish it. Qin Nan quickly calmed himself. He didn't have the slightest bit of arrogance. In the following 2 days, Qin Nan had immersed himself within close combat. Among his opponents, the most bitter battle was when he confronted a demonic ape on par with a fourth-layer body-tempering realm expert. The demonic ape was exceptionally fierce, and although Qin Nan did emerge victorious, he was still severely injured. However, Qin Nan had still reaped a large harvest. The power of the Thunder Crash Saber art had become increasingly powerful. At this moment, Qin Nan was cautiously darting throughout the forest without provoking the group of demonic beasts. Although Qin Nan had mostly recovered from the serious injury caused by the demonic ape, he still hadn't fully recovered. If he were to encounter a demonic beast on par with the demonic ape, then he would be in an extremely dangerous situation. His current priority was to search for some elixir of the heavens and earth in order to completely recover. As Qin Nan was searching, his heart suddenly felt shock. He felt exceptionally strong spiritual qi wafting over from the distance. This spiritual qi is quite strong, there should be an elixir of the heavens and earth near me. As Qin Nan felt shocked in his heart, his figure quickly darted towards the direction of the strong spiritual qi. Not too long after, Qin Nan was able to see a small white pond within the depths of the forest. White mist was emitted from the surface of the pond. This is... Qin Nan's expression changed. Yuan Qi Pond? The so-called Yuan Qi Pond was formed when the qi of the heavens and earth accumulated. The Yuan Qi Pond in front of him had a circumference of 3 meters and was equivalent to 50 body-tempering pills. I never imagined that I'd actually encounter a Yuan Qi Pond. With this, I can fully recover as well as have enough for leftovers. Qin Nan felt overjoyed. As he was about to take a step forward, 2 voices unexpectedly resounded from the forest behind him. Big brother, is there really a Yuan Qi Pond in front of us? Why would I lie? I got this information from an ancient map. Do you think that would be a lie? That's great. With the Yuan Qi Pond in our arsenal, us 2 brothers will definitely break through once more. When the time comes, I will ruthlessly teach Qin Nan a lesson. Teach him a lesson? You're too kind. As long as I have the opportunity, I will turn him into a waste upon wastes. Following the 2 angry voices, 2 figures emerged from the forest. As they appeared and was able to see the Yuan Qi Pond, their expression turned to one of delight. However, as they saw this scene, they also saw Qin Nan to the side. Their complexion to immediately turn rigid upon sight. Qin Nan was also dumbstruck, but his face immediately turned extremely ugly. The 2 people before him turned out to be Qin Yu and Qin Shao.